Hey y'all, it's Amanda, and we're out in the back garden today. And specifically, we are in the new portion of the back garden, and I am going to be doing a crazy amount of planting today, specifically focusing on natives. Now, I recently did a trip to Rooted In, which is a local nursery that specializes in Texas natives. And this area of the garden does not currently have any kind of drip irrigation set up to it. I am going to have to be doing some hand watering to start off with, but I would love if perhaps I don't actually have to install any kind of drip irrigation here. Wouldn't that be amazing? So what I'm doing is I'm starting by pulling all the plants out, spreading them out. The goal for this space is for it to grow in so fully that you cannot see the ground at all. That is the eventual goal for this portion of the garden. Lots of wispiness, wildness. I want color throughout multiple portions of the season, and I really need everything to be heat and drought tolerant. Once I had everything placed, I did stand back and look at it for a while. I know things seem really close, but the goal is basically to choke out all this grass. I will be eventually coming back and laying cardboard and mulch in between all of this. I know I'm going about this a little bit backwards, but I'm just anxious to get planting. I've been staring at this space for 8 years, and enough is enough. I'm ready to get plants into the ground. So I am using my root slayer shovel, which has made hole digging so much easier because there's nothing I dislike more about gardening than digging holes, especially larger ones. I don't like doing it. I'm also adding plant tone to each of the holes before I loosen up the roots on each of these plants and put them directly into the ground. I'm also backfilling with compost as needed. Now, the soil is not the greatest. It's a mix of clay, topsoil, but it's also not the worst. It's not super easy to dig into, but the idea is that these perennials are going in and they'll be here forever, and perhaps I don't have to go dig around here a ton in the future. And then I am actually on my way to a trip with my sisters. And when I get back, one of the big goals will be to be laying cardboard layered with mulch in these areas. But let's get started with this beautiful light pink nepeta. Whisper Pink Nepeta produces soft pink flower spikes above fragrant gray-green foliage. It grows 24 to 30 inches tall and wide and thrives in full sun with well-draining soil. Hardy in zones 3 through 8, it attracts bees and butterflies and is highly drought-tolerant once established. I'm super excited about how that light pink nepeta is really going to look like clouds of softness across the garden portion. I'm really psyched about that. Now, in complete contrast, I'm installing some giant coneflowers here. These guys get huge, 5, 6, 7 feet tall, very whimsical, kind of prairie-like vibe. Their leaves are a very soft, kind of blue, gray, green color. Very unusual and different, which I'm super excited about. Now, I originally was going to put all 3 giant coneflowers where I'm standing, but it just felt like too much and I wanted to spread it out a little bit. So I did take one of them and place it back behind some salvia here next to a climbing rose. I think it'll be kind of cool for it to extend upwards and through the arch. I think it'll be kind of fun. Giant coneflower features blue-green foliage topped with tall stems and drooping yellow petals surrounding a dramatic dark cone. It grows 5 to 7 feet tall and performs best in full sun. Hardy in zones 4 through 9, it is a striking native plant that attracts pollinators and birds. All right, next I'm moving on to Mountain Treats Light Pink Penstemon. And I actually bought this one a while ago. I think I purchased that particular plant from Homegrown, and it's very soft, whimsical. I love plants with linear like stems, kind of a straight up swaying kind of look. And these are a really soft pink that'll bloom next spring. And I went ahead and put them in this spot just to kind of break up the space a little bit. You're going to see that there's a lot of pinks and softer tones in this area. Mountain Treats Light Pink Penstemon produces spikes of soft light pink tubular flowers that attract butterflies and pollinators. It grows about 18 to 24 inches tall and thrives in full sun with well-draining soil. Hardy in zones 5 through 9, it tolerates heat and drought once established. All right, next I'm moving on to Augusta Dulberg salvia. I grow the Henry Dulberg salvia, but I really like the Augusta one. That's kind of like this white, actually very pure white look to it. I also love salvia because you can let it bloom its little head off and then cut it all the way back and it will flush a bunch of new blooms, which is great. So I have a tree of those that I'm going to tuck right in this area. Augusta Dulberg salvia produces airy spikes of pure white flowers from spring through fall. It grows 3 to 4 feet tall and wide and thrives in full sun with excellent drainage. Hardy in zones 7 through 10, it is a Texas favorite for pollinators and drought tolerance. Okay, and then all the way to the back, in order to add some brightness to that area, I'm adding Fredericksburg Artemisia. And I think it's going to look beautiful in the space. It's got a light gray color, and especially under the tree in the corner. The tree in the corner is a Japanese snowball viburnum. Lots of people will tell me, no, it's a Chinese one. No, it is absolutely a Japanese snowball viburnum, and you can probably see some of the red berries on it right now. But putting this lighter color back here, I think will be great. It is earlier in the morning, so this area is in shade, but it gets hot, long hours of sun in the afternoon. Fredericksburg Artemisia is grown for its finely textured silvery foliage that provides year-round interest. It grows 2 to 3 feet tall and wide and thrives in full sun with well-draining soil. Hardy in zones 7 through 10, it is exceptionally heat and drought tolerant. All right, and the last variety of plant is Ellen's Legacy Rock Rose. Now, I love Texas rock rose. I grow the pink variety. This one is a red, kind of a deeper red variety. Really excited. You can also see me running out of energy. I'm so tired. I actually took many breaks in between each variety of plants because it is 92 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning, so pretty intense already outside. But really excited for this different variety of rock rose to see how it does. My Texas rock rose did not come back for me last year for the first time ever, so hopefully this one will. Ellen's Legacy Rock Rose produces bright red hibiscus-like flowers over attractive gray-green foliage. It grows 3 to 4 feet tall and wide and thrives in full sun and hot, dry conditions. Hardy in zones 7 through 10, it blooms for months and is well suited to Texas gardens. And I ended up having one more pink nepeta that I originally was going to put in the grouping, and then I decided I would bring the color over a little bit and just tuck one right to the side of this planter in front of this Kiss Me Kate climbing rose, just to spread it out just a little bit. I left an opening. I will be putting some pavers out eventually so that I can access the troughs, but I think that'll work out really well. Okay, I did water everything in really well. I ended up changing my nozzle to, I think it was like full or soaker or something like that, just to make sure that I was giving a nice, good, strong stream of water in there so that it would help the soil settle around the base of the plants. Now, since this does have a lot of clay in it, I don't have to water this on a daily basis, but I definitely need to water this every few days, just making sure everything is looking good. Okay, as I was planting those, I was running costs through my mind, and I'm actually really excited to start a lot of perennials from seed this summer because buying all those plants grown is so expensive. So if you are interested in that, stay tuned for mid to late June where we will be starting a ton of new perennials from seed. All right, you all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.